Kia ora, nau mai ki te whare, welcome to the House. Ko Daniela Maua te koksaho. The first task for MPs when the House meets at 2 p.m. on a sitting day is an hour-long barrage of questions at the government in what is usually a lively exchange.
I've asked the Prime Minister how he can reconcile those two statements.
Understand the economics.
Wait on, sorry. Do you want to leave the House?
That's a legitimate question that we should have, but we should have it without trying to politicise it in the way the member started today.
The Leader of the Opposition is using points of order to make political points.
Yes, well, I think the Leader of the ACT Party is doing exactly the same thing at the moment.
I am a Minister of Finance who says no to a capital gains tax on businesses, KiwiSaver funds and hard-working Kiwis.
Question time allows MPs to put ministers in the hot seat and compel them to defend their actions and policies in a public space. Up to 12 questions can be asked of ministers, and they must be lodged in the morning so they can be published before the House sits and to give the minister some time to form a response. A common question that appears is this one.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Prime Minister, does he stand by all of his government statements and actions?
My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by all of his government statements and actions?
My question is to the Minister of Health and asks, does he stand by his statement that the health system is finally turning...
And the other common question that appears is this one.
What recent announcement has the government made?
What recent reports has she seen?
What recent announcements has he made about herds of special interest?
But an often unused tool of question time is asking a question of an MP who is not a minister. This week, Labour MP Rachel Brooking put a question forward to the chairperson of the Environment Committee, National MP Catherine Wedd.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the chairperson of the Environment Committee. Why did an advertisement go out in her name allowing only 11 days for submissions on the fast-track approvals amendment bill when there was no instruction from the House for a report deadline under 6 months?
The Fast Track Approvals Amendment Bill passed its first reading last week and is now before the Environment Select Committee for review. Select committees are smaller groups of MPs from different parties who look more closely at bills and hear the opinions of the public through submissions. A committee has to report back to the House on a bill within 6 months, unless it has been instructed otherwise by the House. Brooking's question is asking about the intended time for the public to make submissions, which is typically 6 weeks. Wedd's answer says the shorter time is in line with the rules and with the government's timeline to pass the bill by Christmas.
The government has been clear to the public that it expects the Fast Track Approvals Amendment Bill to be passed before the end of the year. As the chair of the Environment Select Committee, I agree, as does the majority of the committee. Therefore, as per Standing Orders 198, I set out a timetable to ensure this expectation is met. I would like to point the member to Parliamentary Practice New Zealand, which makes clear that chairs can frequently and do call for submissions on the committee's behalf.
The House has plenty of rules about questions and how they must be answered, including that the question and answer must be related to what the member has responsibility for. Labour MP and Shadow Leader of the House, Kieran McAnulty, says Catherine Wedd's answer strayed from their role as chairperson of the Environment Committee. The Speaker, Jerry Brownlee, ruled otherwise.
The member is being asked a question in her capacity as chair of the Select Committee. Is it appropriate for that member, therefore, to be using the answer to a serious question, which was straight to the point, to be broadcasting what her view of the government's intentions are? I believe that is going beyond her responsibility to the House.
Well, the question did ask why she made a decision. The answer was far too long, but did appropriately point to the standing orders and also parliamentary practice that would back up the point and make further the point that any decision by a chair has to be backed by the committee, which clearly it was.
Submissions to the Fast Track Approvals Amendment Bill can be made to the Environment Committee through Parliament's website until 17 November. I te whakarongo koe ki te whare. You've been listening to The House, a program made with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.